Good morning. Thank God it's Monday. Today is Monday, September 23, 2024. And my name is Winifred Okpebholo, your host on the program. On this first segment of the show, as we normally do on the program, we review front headline stories of some select national newspapers, including Nigeria's most influential leadership. Leadership's leading story today says APC's Okpebholo plus Ighodalo Akpata in Edo Governorship scores 291,667 votes. PDP trades with 247,274 votes. Labour Party polls 22,761. Police walk Obaseki out of INEC office. PDP governors kicked. Tinubu Buhari orders hail victory. These are the kickers to the headline story today on leadership, and incidentally on other national newspapers we have for review on our menu. And of course, as expected, we see governors, some APC governors, jubilating over the victory. Nigeria's annual tire import hits 108 billion naira. Coal mine explosion kills 51 in Iran. Serap seeks probe of ecological funds. Tinubu orders crackdown on cybercrime car theft. Council polls APC clears Kwara Imo seats. And on the business boss of leadership on the cover, current petrol pump price still driven by subsidy. And above that, above the masthead, finally, DSS releases hashtag End Bad Governance protesters. Terrorists bomb 330 kV Damaturu Meduguri power line. The story is on page 22 of leadership. Terrorists bomb 330 kV Damaturu Meduguri power line. And with that, we move to the page 3 where we have our stand. Our stand today is on a call to action for new NBA leadership. From that stand, we went to the back page with Monday column with Dakopipiti's side. Today's writing on Bono floods beyond relief. The quote says, the tragedy starkly highlights our vulnerability to extreme weather events exacerbated by climate change and lack of preparedness. That is a quote from the back page column today. Bono floods beyond relief. With that, the stand today and the headlines cover, you log on to the website of leadership for continuation of these stories. www.leadership.ng. From leadership, we also move over to the Punch. Same similar story. Edo poll, PDP alleges rigging as APC Okpebholo wins. PDP governors insist candidate won. Obaseki vows to seek redress. Ighodalo rejects results. Tinubu congratulates Okpebholo as Akpabio, Shomole, Shaibu, APC supporters jubilate. And in it that we have story of the annual General Assembly from Lagos. Congress approves 306 billion naira for Lagos Football Association 2024/2025 season. 1 year after, Tinubu yet to appoint ambassadors for 109 embassies. 8 banks rake in 4.8 trillion naira from loans. Labour crisis, Abure fashion reserve sanction for Obi. Earth tremor, council proposes test on Abuja buildings. DSS freezes hunger protesters to arraign 3. We have above that leading story today on the Punch. APC polled 291,667, PDP 247,274, and Labour Party polled 22,763 votes in the just concluded Edo Goba election. Beside the masthead of the Punch, why Wabara was denied job slot, FCC. And above the masthead of the Punch, fresh tariff hike looms as monthly power subsidy hits 181 billion naira. PDP crisis, Atiku backs anti-Damagun NWC members. MPC may lower interest rates Tuesday. And with that, we conclude front headline stories on the Punch. For more, log on to the website of the Punch newspaper. And that takes us to THISDAY. THISDAY says APC's apparatchik overwhelms Obaseki, returns Okpebholo as Edo governor. Akpabio lists 10 governors leaders in massive show of strength. Governor-elect thanks Edo people. Outgoing governor calls for calm, vows to seek justice in court. How APC made poll referendum on Obaseki. Tinubu Buhari Barau congratulates winner. PDP backs 23, insists his candidate as well. Ighodalo is winner. Observers raise concern about Commission's transparency in collation fourth process. We have the Up Nigeria DJ copy at Onga event is a story that trended over the weekend. Congratulations to Nigeria and the British-born Nigerian Florence Otedola, aka DJ Copy, during the United Nations General Assembly Summit of the Future, which she moderated and also performed as DJ of the event at the weekend. That takes us to the story above the masthead of THISDAY cover story. Exchange rates, inflation, energy prices, others in focus as MPC reconvenes today. Analysts predict hold on monetary policy instruments. Above the masthead of THISDAY, Florence Otedola makes history as first British Nigerian to host UNGA's opening session. Says she's passionate about quality education for young people. Power supply, REA signs deals with federal varsities for 100 megawatts mini grids, expense $250 million. With that, we conclude fun headline stories today on THISDAY. For more, log on to the website. We move briskly to the next paper, Vanguard. Vanguard is still on that. They just concluded Edo election. Edo have Okpebholo flawed Ighodalo votes. A new Edo is rising. Governor-elect Okpebholo wins 11 of 18 LGAs. Ighodalo 7, Akpata none. PDP cries foul, backs Governor P3, insists Ighodalo won. CSOs express concern, say collation disruptions affect resort credibility. We have Lekki, Lagos government Dangote refinery disagree over parts call-up system for trucks. And in sports, Bata Joshua hints at Dubois Boys rematch as here confirms rematch clause. Afe Babalola to federal government allowed Dangote sell petrol at lower rates. And NLC president says efforts to silence us will fail. We move to the stories about the masthead of Vanguard. Tinubu orders crackdown on cyber criminals, transnational car thieves. Federal government frees 6 of 1,400 hashtag end bad governance protesters. Marketers optimistic of lifting Dangote petrol directly as scarcity persists. Remi Tinubu's 64th birthday can't urge federal government to fix bleeding economy. We move gradually to the next paper on our menu, and that is the Guardian. Guardian says Edo election. PDP fumes demands review as APC's Okpebholo wins. Of course, we have a graph of that. APC, PDP, and Labour Party. PDP kicks as APC clears local government seats in Imo, Kwara. Refiners want forest rate at 1,000 naira per dollar to reduce fuel price as Afe Babalola warns against monopoly. Pro-billions of ecological fund awards to Bonu Serap tells Tinubu. Ohaneze urges Tinubu to replace underperforming ministers. Cholera claims 21 lives in Adamawa, Katsina. Borno faces health crisis with over 230 health facilities destroyed. Most politicians, not politics, are dirty, says Obasanjo. With that, we conclude headline stories today on The Guardian. For more, log on to the website of The Guardian. From The Guardian, we move over to our sister publication, and that is National Economy. National Economy is a weekly business paper on the stable of Leadership Media Group. Today's front headline story says petrol price increase, low-income earners battle for survival. Uber boat drivers resort to offline negotiation. We now operate on a tighter budget, salary earners, artisans. Financial experts share survival strategies. Main headline story today on this week's National Economy newspaper. Floods ravage farmlands nationwide, threaten food security. And above the masthead of national economy, stakeholders assess challenges of aviation ministry. U.S. pallies Nigeria on energy security, oil, gas, decarbonization. With that, we conclude the review of National Economy, your business newspaper on Leadership Stable. With that, also, we conclude today's first segment of the show, Inside Nigeria. We have the second segment coming in shortly with our guest in the studio. Don't go away. Stay tuned.
Leadership TV for God and country.
Be part of our brand. Leadership for God and country. Be part of our brand. Leadership for God and country. Be part of our brand. Leadership for God and country. Be part of our brand. Leadership for God and country.
Welcome back. You're just joining us. The program is Inside Nigeria, your breakfast show on Leadership Television. My name is Okpebholo, and of course, I have my Monday guest in the studio. He has a PhD in political economics. He's also a public affairs analyst, Ali Elias. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
Good morning, welcome. Yes, yesterday the INEC announced the winner of the just concluded Edo Election. And we had the APC candidates declare Okpebholo, Senator Okpebholo declared the winner, while PDP kicks, saying that no, it was not free and fair. The governor has sworn to get a redress at the court. What is your take on that?
Well, it's so sad that after every election, we still go to court to get the final verdict.
Yes.
However, it's a very serious contest. Governorship election, but you know that a lot of things comes alongside with this election.
Yes.
Especially well-policed election, well-militarized.
Yes, exactly.
And those are the problems that we're having. But because we have
and we also had the police walking the governor out of the INEC collation
Yes,
center.
I listened to the governor for his own reason. He said he got to know that they don't allow PDP officials to get to the collation center. Whereas
other candidates.
I think there was no collation. That when he got there, they have to work. But I think first and foremost, he does not have right to be there. But when he sends a kind of a hanky-panky, it's not too bad out of place for him also, because you need to defend your people.
No, the question
because I saw him
is,
sitting down at the
question is where the other agents inside the collation.
That is a very big one. But he alluded and he said he called them vehemently and nobody responded to him, and that's why he said.
But why didn't we have those answers? How do you call it? Transmitted to Iran,
right? Like
we saw in 2020.
A lot of things actually happened in this election. I was thinking I never would have go out of office
because it's not as if it's an obstacle election.
Obstacle that all your power, all your arsenal.
Yes, Iran was used in 2020. It was also transparent. Why didn't we have this? Because some of the results that we're seeing flying around, we are questionable.
If you even look at what Tintiri actually declared, Tintiri said he bring out his own. Collation and said PDP actually won. That's a serious one. Then during the collation in the public, some people raised the fact that there was no a particular election was not collated in the local government. It was taken to INEC could not defend that. That's another thing. I expect them to refute it immediately that no,
nothing like that.
And if there's anything like that, go and recount it. That would have been a clear sum. So like we know, court will still be the final arbiter in this case.
But I want to find out just before we move ahead, is there something wrong with our electoral act? Where can't we get our electoral process right?
Right. I think it's an ongoing development. We have counted 23 years uninterrupted. I think we will get there. But the other thing is that when you rob people of their people they elect for or their vote, it becomes a serious issue, and that's why we need to, there was a clip they played today this morning when I was watching one television station. It was Tinubu assertion about maybe 7 years ago that do you want Edo? I will give you Edo. That's how people can go far, to go back to history and say, we have said this and this will happen. And that's why, political statement is dangerous sometimes. And you could see that president come out to say, congratulations to the winner. But and president is APC won. So there is a lot of things that we need to look at it. However, we should also blame the governor of Edo himself, because as the governor, not beyond polarized. Why? That's the statement. Why will you fight everybody? Because if you look at him, he has fought all people that are supposed to help him, and he fought them way out of the party. And what do you expect from them? They have to fight you with whatever they have. I think that's the result of what actually happened. But kudos to Akpata also. It's good to make effort. We have seen President Muhammadu Buhari, who contested the president 3 consecutive times, and at the first time he emerged the president. So
even that last third time, he actually shed tears at the Supreme Court.
He cried. He said, "I will not even contest again." So it's not bad for him. It's a good start. He has not even contested for any political position before. That's quite interesting. And the first thing he fight for was governorship, and he has become popular politically.
Yes. Yeah, congratulations to the winner. It's always like that. A winner must always emerge at every competition.
However, governance is what we actually need. So we wait for INEC to give certificate of return. He will now become governor-elect. So we are waiting for that.
Waiting to be sworn in. Congratulations to him. Now we move ahead, and what we are going to be discussing is on the cover of the Punch today. Fresh tariff hike looms as monthly power subsidy hits 181 billion naira. Is there any more? So there's so much that Nigerians can take, and this is not helping matters in the sense that we see the sister publication of Leadership Media Group today, that is the National Economy, saying petrol price hike, low income earners battle for survival, and joining is in addition to this energy has become something in this country.
The most essential commodity that government needs to be careful about is energy and energy security. Show me a country without energy security. There's no way it can grow. I look at Ghana's GDP. It was about 6.9%. Why we are struggling with 2.93%? That simply shows that they are conscious, because most companies that are supposed to work in Nigeria are moving down to those countries that have stable electricity. However, there should be availability and affordability. In this case, it appears there is level of affordability for band A, because I recall where I stay and where I work is band A, and I'm paying very heavily. So it erodes the profit I'm supposed to make. That's what we are actually looking at. So I think with this hike that has come, and this minister, I don't know what he's actually doing. I've not seen his impact in that ministry. You only come out with such information that will scare people more. The people that are trekking, you don't expect people to be able to afford this level of transportation high. It's beyond the roof.
It's beyond the roof. Now one begins to wonder, the privatization of the power sector many years ago under former President Goodluck Jonathan. Now the discourse, because many stakeholders are saying that they are not performing up to task. Why can't the law, or why can't the federal government weigh in? Is it that the sale of these parastatals to them, of this power sector, is it sacrosanct?
Well, these people, like we know right from the beginning, they came with a portfolio, no investments. They collect money from Nigerian banks to invest. They didn't come with anything, but they come to make, and government has even helped them the more. So if they are making 40 billion per month before, with this band A issues, they are now around 140 billion. So that will pay. And when transformer fall in your area, you are going to be when a pole fall, you are going to be the one to take responsibility. In fact, for the meter we are buying, you still take responsibility. So I think it's high time though with the new law which has unbundled it, that sector has been unbundled. You see Enugu State trying to take over. People can now go and invest in their own generation, distribution and transmission. I think that's good. But before that, according to government, they are still doing subsidy to an extent. But government needs to do more to give people affordability. Because if you look at the MSME, is the pillar behind our economy. 85% of people are working in small and medium scale businesses, if they keep on dying like the way everyone is closing shop, it will be very, very difficult for Nigeria to grow.
Now, what is really the way forward? Because we still see that in our filling stations, the queues are even, if not more, the queues are even getting longer and it's getting worse. Few marketers lament supply shortage, express worry over fragmented pricing as scarcity persists. And Afe Babalola San says, allow Dangote sell petrol at lower rates. And in another medium, we heard when it said that Dangote is becoming a monopoly in the oil sector. What is happening here?
But I think we'll still go back to the NNPCL because I don't blame Dangote. You cannot trade off about that hope some of our money, hoping some of our money to invest and you want to make profit. So, but I think we are contradicting this because people at what happened one last time said it's quite different from what I think is the reality.
Okay.
Now, Dangote actually wants to sell at market price.
But Dangote also told the federal government via NNPC that it bought the crude at foreign exchange.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He wants to sell at the international price. So now, NNPC said, don't sell at international price. Nigeria cannot afford it. Let us buy from you and sell. But the thing is
that why is the federal government via NNPC is now wanting to fix price for Dangote?
Yes, that's what I'm trying to tell you why they want to fix price. The price is very important now. You know why? The global price is 1,117 naira as of maybe 2 weeks ago. So if you allow them to sell 1,117 naira, how much will marketers for refined fuel? So how much will they now sell to Nigeria? So to be like 1,300 because the marketer will take it here and then they want to make their profit. So government is now saying no, bring it. I will push in the gap, you know, and I'll pay. But the problem is that we are supposed to have our own refinery working because for a refinery company it will be a competition whereby you say no, my own I'm selling that 700. That will be forced to look at to reduce. Then Nigeria have had a lot of problems. Now, to produce a barrel of crude oil, it's about $77 a barrel. Now, Nigeria is doing its own at $48, less anything. And other countries are doing it at $5, $10. So, government is because of the issue of volatility in that environment, the people that are taking the crude oil, government have to produce at very high cost. So they're not making a lot of profits that is supposed to make. Because if you go to Saudi Arabia, around $10. If you go to Libya, around $5. In fact, like this morning, fuel price in Libya is 50 naira.
But why is Nigeria producing?
It's because of the logistics behind it. You know, you have to secure that environment. People that are by the rig, you know, you have to fight with theft. There's a lot of things that you need to fight with before you now get your own profit. Just like when you're a businessman, when you are living on your own and you have to provide security for yourself, you have to provide logistics for yourself. Nothing is coming. You know, you won't break even. That's exactly what is actually happening. But by and large, our refinery need to be working because President promised us that it will work.
Exactly.
President Assembly promised us it will work.
And they keep shifting the goalpost. Today we hear, by December.
And I'm afraid it's
and they told us
you know why?
Yes.
The private sector has now come into business, and an average private sector
will not allow
competition. So that's what happens.
Thank you so much. From that, we move ahead, and we are looking at this issue of ambassadors appointee. 1 year after Tinubu year to appoint ambassadors for 109 embassies. Earlier on, we saw some lists that were purportedly from the presidency for the nomination of individuals to fill in this slot. But however, the presidency was quick to refute that list, saying that it did not emanate from them. And since that time, we not heard anything on that. Why is the president slow to fill in?
It's now like Muhammad Buhari like Tinubu now, because it's looking like they are doing the same about different agencies. So that's how President Muhammad Buhari also delayed these senators, ministers for a long time. Now it's creating a gap which is not good. You know, there's some things that ambassador can actually undo, but a consular or somebody they may not be able to do. Perhaps it's a political appointee. So why is he dragging in appointing them? But he may say he's saving costs because I read from one angle that is a strategy for him to reduce costs as well. But what costs are you reducing when you are supposed to do something that is statutory? It's not what you can actually tell you. So going forward, I think President Tinubu to find a way to actually appoint. We are not saying she appoint non-APC now, because mostly it's party constitution.
Yes. So you should move and fill in this all important gap. Now, in today's THISDAY newspaper, it says exchange rate, inflation, energy prices, others in focus as MPC reconvenes today.
Right.
Analysts predict hold on monetary policy instruments. And in another medium, it says MPC may lower interest rate Tuesday. What are we expecting as an economist?
That's quite interesting. You know, we try to appraise Yemi Cardoso 1 year. He's 1 year now in office and what he has been doing, but it's not easy for him, to ask me, because he has been having a lot of framework policies, about 40 of them, and it's going up and down. So today, yes, serious policy. So today for the exchange rates, for the NPC meeting, I don't expect them to do something meaningful, because they will be saying that they have gained in terms of inflation is reducing, and it's not.
But many people are taking the.
It's temporal and it's marginal. It's because of food. No, it's because of food. You know, this is harvest season where we have pepper, we have yam. Most things are coming out new. That's what actually gives it little gap. But what happens next 2 months, next 3 months? You know, and that's why we're saying that it's too marginal for him to say. We need a consistency of at least 6 months to 1 year. You can say yes, it's true. Then, in terms of interest,
I'm sorry. Before you continue, I really want to agree with you on that area, because I saw that some food stores. I went to the market and I saw that it dropped, like something like Gary.
Exactly.
We used to be a mood 1.5. I was surprised when they called 1.2. Does anything come down in Nigeria? It was actually surprising.
It's because of the season. But in terms of NPR, you know, he has been increasing interest rate, and it's causing a lot of problem for business, because I want to do business.
Yes, and why banks are smiling. Another report, 8 banks raking 4.8 trillion naira from loans.
That's what I'm saying. When you say from loans, you know this is not good for businessmen.
It's not.
You know why? So if I borrow 1 billion last 3 years, I will pay the current interest rate. Do you see how it is for a businessman? That means I'm paying the current. I borrowed 3 years back or 4 years back, and I'm paying the current interest rate. So bank will surely smile to their own advantage, and that's why we said it's a difficult thing in Nigeria, because interest rate is 10% today, tomorrow 30%. You know, it's not good for business person. But bank are actually, remember Okpebholo when he take over First Bank, he said MD of banks are hidden facts, that there's need for government, and that's why government bring about tax. Is it windfall tax? That from what you make, please give us windfall tax. And they said it's okay.
Isn't this foreign forex?
Exactly. So I know when forex is having issue like this, banks smiling, because a lot of things come to them.
All right, thank you so much. Now, just before we go, we have this issue of the ecological fund. We have SERAP awards. 12 billions of ecological fund awards to Bono, because there were reports that funds were actually earmarked and disbursed for the renovation, rehabilitation of the Alau Dam, which collapsed. At the end of the day, it's claimed so many lives.
It's so pathetic, because you recall that this same flood happened in 30 years back, only 1994. Because I recall one of my people actually experiencing. Now we have seen it, and money were earmarked. What happens to the money? And that's why I love Sarah. They are cats with 9 lives. They always bring attention to what we are thinking. So, and that's why I think it's important they prove it. Honestly, because you can't keep on giving such money and you won't see the result. Just for you to expand that Alau Dam or create another separate dam, we are suffering this type of casual. I can tell the level of suffering. You may not know, we may not know, because we are not there. I have a friend who actually lived in there. His house was consumed. Fortunately, he's a businessman who also sells in the market. The market too was consumed, so he has nothing to actually. He starts from ground zero now, and that's quite pathetic. So I think there is need for action in those, and those governors too, we should hold them responsible. It's not when incidents happen they start crying. What are you looking? You're supposed to follow the money that they give to your state. You know, federal government is not doing. They call their attention to it. These people you give are not constructing this type of dam. Look at an organized dam like Lagdo Dam, where Cameroon will half time they will open it, half time they will close it. We now go to and negotiate with them that please open it small, or tell us where you want to open. It's because we're not organized. We should have our own dam that will absorb it, as they are releasing it.
Oh, I thank you so much. Well, viewers, it's on that note we'll come to the end of today's Monday edition of Inside Nigeria, reaching you on Leadership Television. I've had the pleasure of having a company today. My Monday guest is a political economist, PhD, and a public affairs analyst. And you're Elias. Thank you so much.
Thank
My
you
name
for
is
having me.
Ukpebholo. I look forward to having you same time, same station for another fresh edition of the program. Meanwhile, join us for news on the hour on the station. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you for watching. For sponsorship and advert placements, please contact 080 3688 61